Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Medical Myths, where we talk about what not to do with your body. And today is not really a medical myth per se, but it is something that came up on the internet. So naturally, I figured we should talk about it. And with me today is our special guest, Secular Rarity. Would you like to introduce yourself to my audience?
Hey, thanks so much, student Dr. Ben. I am so freaking excited to be here. I don't know a lot about what we're going to talk about, folks. So you are going to get to journey with me for the first time together into this. So I know it's going to be just a whole lot of fun. I'm just some idiot that hangs around skeptical and atheist secular communities. And I'm just so lucky to be able to come on to great shows like this and hopefully debunk some stuff and hopefully learn some stuff. I mean, I don't know. We could convert by the end of the night, y'all. It's up in the air.
Yeah. Secular Rarity has no idea where we're really going with this, because basically we were talking earlier on in the week and I was like, hey, you want to come on my show? And we were originally going to talk about like chiropractors or something along those lines. And then I got this advertisement on Facebook and it was special. And I was like, I clicked on it. And then I just decided like we need to address this because it is something else. And I'm going to show you all the ad that I got specifically. I can't see it. Hold on.
Let's do
Why
this.
is it? I'm actually going to pull this up. Window. Did it? It closed my picture. Hold on. We'll keep talking for a sec.
Yeah, we can vamp. We can figure out things to talk about. I know that there's aliens involved, y'all, and I'll even spoil just a little bit. I've been told that there is a discussion on masturbation. So to be honest, aliens, masturbation, I'm here for it. Like, I'm excited.
All right. So this is the ad, a screenshot of the ad that I got on Facebook. So this comes up saying extraterrestrials created all life on Earth, the amazing truth about our ancestors from space. And this is a lovely Photoshop job.
Yeah, I like the DNA getting, I don't know if it's getting sucked up into the spacecraft or if it's like being deposited from the space, but I like it either way. It presents a really nice, message here. I would click on this ad. I'll be honest. I would click on this ad.
And then like this UFO here, that's very like old school movie UFO, like not very, it doesn't look very technologically advanced.
No,
here.
no.
And then we just got like some random animals and like some stuff floating around here.
Yeah, it seems like they went on an African safari kick. There's a good handful of, we got the zebra and the chimpanzee and the lion. It's just, come on, guys, show some other animals out there,
we have a butterfly. And
that's a good point. Bear. That's fair. That's fair. I'll give it to that. All right.
And it's the USA Raelian movement. And this is not a new cult. It's not a new cult by any means. This is actually, it showed up on AXP like a long time ago. Somebody called in about this. So it's been around for a while, but it's kind of entertaining. So we're going to go to their website because, of course, like if you see an ad like that, you have to click on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to share this window. Get ready, guys. Get ready. This is going to be a journey. Okay. So first off, there's a video going on in the background and says extraterrestrials created all life on Earth. And then we have the Raelian movement, intelligent design for atheists.
Wow. Yeah. So I know I've heard of the Raelian movement before. I know I've heard just like a tidbit. So I'm excited to get more into it, more in depth. Already I can just say by the video playing in the background, this is going to be a fun cult. This is going to be a fun movement. It looks, look at that. They're having a great time. Look at them touching their toes and stuff.
And I love the fact that it says intelligent design for atheists, as if atheists need some intelligent design to believe in.
Yeah, like none of our atheism made sense, but now all of a sudden knowing that extraterrestrials actually had a design for life, oh, now I feel so secure with myself. Or it's just another bunch of bullshit that people are talking about. So we'll find out.
Yeah. So the message. So of course they're advertising this book. So they have a book called Intelligent Design: Message from the Designers. It's a free ebook. So if any of you want to read it, you can. So what if out of the thousands of UFO sightings that occur each year, one person actually met the occupant, the driver of one of these UFOs? And what if this person were given information by this extraterrestrial being that explained the surprising origin of life on Earth and its pending future? And what if all of this information had been published decades ago and acknowledged by thousands of people, including scientists and historians? Wouldn't you want to read such a book?
I feel like it's a really bad way to advertise for something. When you just constantly say like, "Hey, what if Winnie the Pooh actually was a real thing? Like, what if Piglet and Tigger actually lived in a tree?" It's like, okay, yeah, I guess we could do that all day, but it's like, why would I want to read this book? This doesn't sound like an interesting book. It just sounds like some jackass telling me, "Hey man, like, how do we know we're not brains in a vat, bro?" It's like, I don't fucking know, but like, I need to go to work tomorrow. So I don't know. Maybe it's a good book. Maybe we should read it later, but.
And he's even admitting that, like, okay, there are thousands of people every year that admit that they're finding UFOs. But one of them, what if this one guy, one of all of these thousands of people who claim that UFOs exist, is actually telling the truth and actually like met an alien? Like, you're not giving yourself good chances of being right here.
Exactly. Like, that's a weird thing to bring up, that like, hey, by the way, thousands of people also make this claim and they're all wrong, but I'm right. I got the right message, and that's what I'm gonna. I mean, I appreciate that they gave it to us for free, though. I think that's nice, at least. But I feel like that's also like, isn't that what like most cults do? Like, they give like their pamphlets out for free and stuff. Like, they're like, oh no, it's just a free reading. So we'll see. I'm probably going to download the book. I'm just going to be honest, y'all. I'm going to download the book and probably read it.
It just sounds interesting, especially going through the rest of this. So we have the book. We have other books here too. We have Intelligent Design. We have Yes to Human Cloning.
Okay.
We have like the Prophet Guy and his teachings. We have Sensual Meditation.
Ooh.
I think that's like their masturbation book.
Nice.
Nice. Geniocracy. And then they made a manga book of their intelligent design. So you can even get it in manga form.
That's cool. Want to get the kids involved, see what the younger generation is doing. Oh, they like anime. We gotcha. We can spread our message. I think they should do a TV show. Let's pitch it to them after this.
Which I can't even say I disagree with this necessarily. The fact that they say humans were created scientifically, because I do agree humans were created scientifically, but that doesn't mean that they were created by something else.
Right.
Just like it was things that had a process. We don't necessarily know what this process was.
Right.
But it was science.
Through science, we understand that process more. So, I mean, like, yeah, if that's what they mean by it, but I get the feeling that is not what they mean by it.
Oh, no. I think they... we're going to go into that. We're going to listen to their story. But we have this prophet, the last prophet named Rael. We have Maitreya, I don't know. Is the last messenger sent by our extraterrestrial creators, the Elohim. Like Moses, Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad, the last prophet Rael was asked to make the Elohim's final message to humanity known to everyone on Earth.
Why? I know this isn't important, but why, if the Elohim knows that the other prophets really shit the bed and did not do a great job, why would he try again in the same manner? That just seems dumb to me, right? That just seems like a not very smart extraterrestrial creator. And hopefully one day I'll be that one person that gets to meet the driver and I can ask those questions. But
we got to read the book first to do that.
that's what I'm missing. Yeah. I'll get right on it.
So we have this message. Oh, and then they have some more upcoming events and stuff. We'll talk about that. But let's go to here. Let's go to the message.
Oh, wow.
So we have extraterrestrials created all life on Earth. Ancient writings and traditions worldwide tell us that intelligent and powerful beings came to Earth in vehicles from the sky. The words used to describe those events were what any pre-technological culture would use to describe contact with technologically advanced beings. Now that we have entered the age of science ourselves, we can understand how life can be scientifically, rather than mystically, created by a highly advanced race. The message from the designers relates the extraordinary message revealed to Maitreya Rail from by a human being from just such an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. Those searching for evidence of extraterrestrial life need to look no further than in humanity's most revered ancient text. The Elohim, as they were known in the original Hebrew Bible, were Anunnaki, Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, and other religious texts, deliberately created all life on Earth through highly advanced science.
Interesting.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do this all night. And again, like, I know this probably isn't the most important thing for me to pick out of that little paragraph, but it says the message was revealed by a human being. Aren't they supposed to be aliens? It literally ends that sentence by saying, from such an advanced extraterrestrial. Are they fucking aliens or are they humans? That's all I want to know. And then we can move on to the nonsense. Or,
Also, where did they go?
Yeah, that's a really good point too.
Why aren't they still here?
Yeah.
Also, why, like, I don't understand if such a race were so technologically advanced and they made us, why would they not teach us the science that they had?
It seems like they would have the ability to express these thoughts in a manner like just like we as people, we go up to our dogs and we say things like sit or stay. We dumb it down what we want the dog to understand because we know they're not as, advanced as us intellectually. And so, like, why wouldn't the aliens do that too? Like, why wouldn't they just be like, hey, just 1 + 1 = 2, but as it says at the beginning of this little paragraph, I mean, ancient writings and traditions worldwide tell us this. And to be honest, I'm a little disappointed that I didn't come across this sooner. I could have been giving my life to these aliens for so long now. And
I guess my question too is if these Elohim or extraterrestrials were revealed in these other ancient texts, then why do the ancient texts all disagree with each other?
Yeah. Why? I mean, when it says, when it puts up Anunnaki and Brahma and Shiva and Vishnu like all right next to each other, it's like, oh man, you probably just a little bit. I'm no expert on Hinduism, but I can tell you I know enough to tell you that there's a pretty big difference between those gods.
Yeah.
And like they are not supposed to be the same character at all. There is supposed to be a very clear, stark divide. So I don't know. I'm gonna say right now I am not converting yet, but I am still open.
I spent a summer in India, and yeah, Shiva and Vishnu would not be compared to each other at all in that sense.
No. Yeah. And anybody that doesn't agree with us, maybe there's something we missed, just yell at us. There's a chat below.
There's a chat.
Yeah, say stuff, tell us how stupid we are. I mean, if you figured this out before Ben and I did, please help us understand, because already my bullshit detector is like through the roof. So
obviously we don't know enough. We're too close-minded to understand.
That's what it is.
Maybe if we go into the next paragraph, they'll teach us about the Elohim of the Bible. Okay, so now we're going to the Bible. All right.
Okay.
And this picture is so we have a woman with a bubble head and an alien UFO thing with. We'll get into the swastika later, but so the swastika shows up.
I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, that kind of looks like a swastika in a Star of David.
They have a disclaimer about the swastika.
Okay, all right, let's. Okay, I'm interested.
Yeah. So we have the Elohim of the Bible. Thousands of years ago, scientists from another planet came to Earth and created all forms of life, including humans, in their image and likeness. Due to their highly advanced technology, they were mistaken for gods by our primitive ancestors and often referred to as Elohim, which in ancient Hebrew means those who came from the sky. Despite being a plural word, over time the word Elohim was mistranslated to the singular God as referenced in modern day Bibles.
Does it? Just real quick. Again, I know it's not probably the most important point, but does Elohim actually translate to those who came from the sky? Because I don't know ancient Hebrew, but what I do know, I don't think that's true.
I don't either. I don't know Hebrew. But if anyone in the chat knows Hebrew, feel
Please.
free to let us know what that means.
Yes. And maybe that's our problem. Maybe we just haven't studied enough ancient languages. Like maybe if we could read Hebrew and Greek from long ago, we'd have figured this shit out.
Well,
But
I guess that's the reason why I'm not a Christian, according to a lot of people, is because, but I just didn't read it in the original Hebrew and the original Greek.
Right.
So as if any of them have.
Right. And also the fact that apparently this Elohim, whether it's a god or whether it's a group of alien scientists, whatever, apparently, they didn't do a fantastic job of trying to keep their message accurate and succinct. But I mean, that lady looks kind of cute. I mean, I'd probably
she's got
say
a bubble
hey
head.
to her. Yeah,
a bubble on it. I don't know what the bubble is.
Yeah, me either, but I'm not against it. Like I'm with it. I'm okay with it. The green skin I'd have to get used to, I think. And the really no features whatsoever, but yeah.
And the swastika on the UFO.
That's a big one for me, I'll be honest.
That's the biggest turnoff.
Yeah, for some reason I'm not horny when I see people proudly displaying that. So
okay. So we have the scientific creation.
Nice.
The Elohim used DNA and advanced genetic engineering to create all forms of life, starting with simple organisms, and as their science progressed, they created more complex organisms such as plants, animals, and eventually human beings in their own image.
Wait, hold up. The Elohim used DNA and okay.
So the DNA would have already had to exist.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So okay, I'm not crazy on that part. Okay. So here's the part that's sticking with me. It says as their science progressed, they created more complex organisms. How did they have enough science to fucking travel space to get here? But they didn't have enough.
No.
They didn't have enough science to create a petri dish or something. I feel like
I don't know. I'm also very confused about their genetic engineering because I don't think when a lot of people use terms of DNA and genetic engineering, I question how much they actually understand about genetic engineering, because you can't just take DNA and PCR and replicate all this DNA and modify it and then come up with an organism. That's not how things work. DNA doesn't just spontaneously do stuff on its own. You need enzymes, you need proteins, you need organelles, you need lots of things. You can't just have DNA. It's going to be useless.
Are you sure? I mean, I'm
pretty sure.
DNA is I don't know, man. I feel like I could just grab some DNA real quick and just kind of flip it into a bow tie and that would create some incredible. You're saying that's probably not how it works.
I mean, this is apparently how people think the mRNA vaccine works.
Yeah, well, we have some science education that needs to be done throughout this here country. So
I made a video on that mRNA vaccine. It was literally 9th grade biology level. It was just, this is transcription, this is translation. If you add the RNA here, it cannot go back in the nucleus. That was all I said. And I got people in my comments saying you don't understand what you're talking about. Have you ever taken a biology class? This is the bare minimum knowledge anyone should have.
I mean, yeah, it's don't worry, I'm not depressed about the course of human progress in the last few years or anything. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm not drinking away my sorrows. But I'm still not convinced, Ben. Is there more good stuff that'll maybe maybe convince us. I want to be convinced on this.
Yeah. Also, I think we have a problem here with like making us in their image,
Yeah.
like knowing how awful
Mm-hmm.
this body is
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
There's
how
a lot
it
of
really
problems.
does not work well
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Why would you strive to engineer the same exact thing
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
sucks so badly?
Yeah. I mean,
Could you not design something better?
just literally put my breathing tube anywhere else. I mean, that's just like, that's the one thing I would, everybody talks about you got a playhouse next to the waste factory. And that's a thing too. Don't get me wrong, but just like put my ability to breathe somewhere else where I'm not just going to constantly potentially suffocate myself with a sandwich. Like, that's just ridiculous, we could change up some stuff with like hearing. It's just, you're right. It's just the human body isn't great. It's a poorly designed, sack of meat. And where did these look? I've got so many questions.
So many questions. We're just scratching the surface. Maybe we just need to learn more.
Yeah, that's our problem.
Okay, so we have the prophets now. Stoic
Okay.
prophets.
Okay.
Throughout the ages, the Elohim maintained contact with many prophets, including Moses, Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad, just to name a few. They were
Right.
all chosen by the Elohim to guide humans through the ages with messages of love, harmony, and peace. I'm pretty sure some of these prophets did not promote love, harmony, and peace. I mean, even thinking about like the Christian God, sure, Jesus had some moments of love, harmony, and peace, but don't forget his entire history of like murdering people.
He did also say something about like slaves being good to their masters or some nonsense like that. I feel like any prophet promoting slavery is probably not a peace and harmony kind of person. But also we're pretty confident like Moses wasn't real. Like, that's not really up for debate in archaeology and biblical history and stuff. Like, pretty much anybody that takes like 5 minutes worth of effort to look into this stuff is like, oh yeah, Moses was a fictitious person. So like, are you saying that the Elohim used a fictitious person or are fictitious? Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a connection here already.
Probably.
But I don't know. Why would they want to guide us? Why would they want to guide us through the ages? Why would they want us to be loving and harmonious and peaceful? I see no reason. Like,
and
other
again, like if they wanted to guide us, why wouldn't they guide us, give us the science that they had instead of giving us these people that just like said some harmonious stuff?
Right. And in a really convoluted and confusing way, like it's not as if any of these prophets just like stood up one day and were like, hey, so check it out. It's weird, I know, but listen, aliens, they're a thing, and the Elohim, and I know that person. But I just, it seems so strange to me that the Elohim wouldn't just like, if they were so fucking advanced, why didn't they just give us a DVD? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, they could have given a DVD to like Muhammad a long time ago if he was real, and just been like, hey, hang on to this. And he'd be like, I don't know what the fuck this magic is. And they'd be like, no, seriously, like 1,000 years from now, like people are going to be really excited,
And like, if we had priorities here, like if you had to do one thing for this, like if you were to create a species on a new planet and you were to do one thing for them, I don't know if it would be founding religions. Like, I think it would be teaching them maybe how to not die in childbirth, or like our lifespan used to be like 30 years old, even younger, because of the lack of science. Like, I think I would spend my energy teaching them how to stay alive and not just these weird religions of like how to virtue signal to everyone else. But
yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, yeah, the childbirth thing, that's a really good point. That's been a huge problem for humans for a very long time. And it's like, man, y'all could have done better. Y'all could have done better than this. I'm not saying, we lay eggs or anything, but maybe. I mean, seems like it'd be safer, but I don't know. What's the apocalypse about? Maybe that's going to convince
Okay.
me.
Well, my favorite thing, first of all, is whenever people want to talk about like scary science or like cool science and they have somebody pipetting something, like because pipetting, oh, when I think of scientific skills that like I've learned over the years, the most proud moment I have is when I pipetted something from one container to another. I'm like, that is the peak of my scientific ability, is using
Yeah.
micropipetter and moving stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly,
Like,
I don't think I could. I mean, look at that. Look at that grip
look at
and
that technique.
it's
though.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
See those micropipetters too? Like they literally do all of the work for you. You're doing none
Oh,
of that. You
really?
literally push a button and that's it. Like you push a button and then you push a button.
Man, I
So,
honestly thought there was at least like some type of like
no.
manual labor that had to be. It's just all taken care of. It's all automated, you're
Yeah,
saying.
like well the thing is it's
Man.
just for it's basically like one of those little like pipettes you get in like certain like oil bottles or something where or
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like the little
Yeah.
eyedropper thing. It's
Yeah.
basically that, but for really, really small units of volume.
How
So,
small are we talking here? Like give me a
like
reference.
microliters.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
So
yeah,
it
yeah.
just makes it
That's
really
tiny.
accurate. So it has to take all the work from you because you can't estimate microliters
Yeah,
on
I
your own
couldn't.
scale.
Yeah, I doubt I could eyeball that, but
Yeah, so you just click a button, like you set it to the right thing, you click a button and you do it. But yeah,
okay.
it's really
Okay.
not that cool, but
Okay.
people love to use images like that to intimidate people with the
Well,
science.
and it looks like there's some chemistry stuff going on in the background there. It looks like a little molecule or something.
Yeah.
That's
If
smart.
I if I had the time to actually figure out what the name of this molecule is, I could give you an IUPAC name.
Mm.
But we're not going to do that because we don't have time. But
Next
eventually,
time,
next
folks.
time I will IUPAC. Scientist Mel and I on his stream before, like she was streaming something about molecules, and I was just like going crazy about IUPAC names. We had a fun time. But anyway, that's not important. The apocalypse. In 1945, the first atomic bomb was dropped over Hiroshima. Our humanity entered a new era, the predicted age of apocalypse. So we're in the age of apocalypse. The word apocalypse etymologically means revelation. Mankind had now reached the crucial stage in which it would use either science to enter the golden age or destroy itself. It was at that time that the Elohim decided it was time to send their last prophet who would reveal our true origin and demystify what the prophets of old could not. Yet the Elohim couldn't just come tell us themselves.
Right. And like waited all through the rest of World War II. Like was just saw everything else that was going on in World War I and World War II and was like, maybe they'll figure it out. It was when we dropped the nuclear bomb that they were like, all right, this human thing has gotten way too crazy. Come on, guys,
Like,
let's go.
but how many times in the past have humans like waged mass war on other humans? Like we've been murdering people for a long time,
Yeah.
and it's just different methods for murdering people. We're still murdering people in the like same way. Like we're going and killing people for no reason.
Yeah, again, I guess it just wasn't important enough for these benevolent alien scientists, creator, fucking whatever.
So we have the extraterrestrial embassy.
Oh, what?
So the Elohim, our creators, have asked us to build an embassy where they will officially return to meet with our world leaders.
No way.
So we have to build this embassy that looks like a donut, I
Wow.
guess.
Wow.
Or a chakra. I don't know if this is a donut or a chakra. It's something like that.
Do you feel like maybe the reason they have to build it in this particular shape is like the aliens couldn't find it otherwise? Like somehow these aliens are so incredibly advanced. But yeah, like
circles are so advanced.
If we don't have 4 circles next to each other, we're just never going to be able to. Where did we put all those humans again?
With the swastika in the middle.
Yeah. We got to get to that. Like, oh my gosh. Ugh.
Yeah. All right. Since the discovery of, I think we already basically read this. It's basically what we already read. Yeah, science is complex. Yeah. When you understand it's sophisticated, it's hard to say that it's not intelligent design. Yeah, that's we can debunk that all day, every day.
Yeah, pretty much. Just because, you can like look at animals and things, and then you can go like, hey, this is weird, this is an older animal, and look at the thing that it has, and look at this other animal and it's newer. And it's just I feel like it's so obvious that the concept of intelligent design is just BS, just flat out. Like, how is this rock intelligently designed? Like why is this, how is this pothole intelligently designed? I mean, it perfectly fucked up my tire, but it's not intelligent. There's nothing smart about this.
Yeah, and we all know that complexity is not the mark of design. Like
Exactly.
simplicity is. Like we would
Right.
be made much differently if we were created.
Oh my
As
god.
you said, like our breathing hole and our eating hole would not be the same thing.
Yeah, and
That's
we just like
ridiculous.
we just wouldn't live in this like such an incredibly narrow spectrum of like, all right, if we go just a little bit too far that way, we die. If we go just a little bit too far that way, we die. By the way, you could just die at any time. Like aneurysms. Aneurysms wouldn't be
Yeah.
a thing if we were intelligently
Hmm.
designed. Like what? What the fuck, guys? What a
And
weird.
yeah,
Go ahead. Go
think
ahead.
about our arms, our levers, right? They are the
Mm-hmm.
worst type of lever you can design. Sure, they have mobility, but like class 3 levers are
Mm-hmm.
not the best way to go if you're thinking about levers. And I'm not an engineer, but I did
Yeah.
take physics, and
Yeah.
that's what I know about levers.
Yeah. And it just, I don't know. Oh, the book again. That's
Oh,
nice. At least they.
you
At
will
least.
never look at the world the same way again.
Mm,
I mean,
yeah, they guarantee it. I
they
mean,
guarantee it.
it's written right there. It's a guarantee. That has to mean it's worth something,
But
right?
don't take their word for it, but also read the thing that they published.
What do you think?
So
Just speculating real quick. Like, what do you think it fucking says in there? Do you think it's
I
just
don't,
more of this
I don't,
bullshit, or do you think it's like
probably.
there's anything actually like some at least one like peer-reviewed scientific study? Like at least one? I mean, I don't know.
So let's read
Mm,
about this prophet and his story.
wow.
So we know he was the last messenger. I'll just go into
Yeah.
the paragraph. So at the age of 27, on the
Mhm,
morning of December 13th, 1973, while he
mhm.
was still running his successful racing car magazine, Rail had an extraordinary encounter with a human being from another planet at a volcano park in the center of France, known as, I'm not going to pronounce that French name.
Yeah.
This extraterrestrial gave him a new detailed explanation of our origins and information on how to organize our future as recorded in the book Intelligent Design. After 6 consecutive meetings in the same location, Rail accepted the mission given to him to inform humanity of this revolutionary message and to prepare mankind to welcome their creators, the Elohim, without any mysticism or fear, but as conscious and grateful human beings. After a few months considering this huge task, Rail almost developed a stomach ulcer before finally deciding to give up his much loved career as a sports car journalist and devote himself fully to the task assigned to him by Yahweh, the extraterrestrial whom he met. Within the year following the encounter, he managed to print the book reporting about the event and appeared on 2 of the main TV and radio shows in France announcing a public conference. The first public conference, held in Paris on September 19th, 1974, attracted more than 2,000 people. Shortly after, he founded the association MADEC, a group of people interested in helping him in his huge task that would later become the railing movement. By the end of the year 1974, the association counted 170 members. There are now
Wow.
more than 100,000 members in over 120 countries.
Wow. I gotta say, my favorite part was the after almost developing a stomach ulcer. Like, why'd you tell
Right?
me that? Like, what'd you tell me that for? I thought they were when it said that he almost developed a stomach ulcer. I thought they were gonna say something about like this alien Yahweh came down and I don't know, healed it somehow. No, they're just like, no, he got a little stressed out for a
Yeah,
minute.
maybe
He drank some milk. He was good. Like, okay.
stop taking so much aspirin, dude.
Yeah. Cool down. I mean, he was. You gotta give him credit though. I mean, December 13th, 1973. Not even a full 12 months later, folks, and this guy is creating a fucking foundation, and he's publishing a book, and he's getting people at a conference. I mean, that's motivation. If that's not extraterrestrial, proof right there, I don't know what is. I mean,
right. And Yahweh is the name of the specific Elohim that he met.
I just feel like he's not very creative. Like, I would come up with
No.
better extraterrestrial names, I think. And I don't have any off the top of my head, but I'll put together a list and just.
I mean, of course, he's trying to connect this to the Judeo-Christian God.
Yeah, he's just like blatantly ripping off from the last few. Like, I get it. Hey, look, Cinderella is in, is now in the public access. Anybody can use it. But I just feel like if you write a whole fucking story about Cinderella, it's like, oh, come on, man. Like, just try a little harder, It's like, Yahweh and Vishnu and aliens. I win. Okay.
It's like Scientology meets every other religion.
Oh my God. Yeah.
One.
Yeah. Like, he was listening to what Hubbard had to say and was like, half of this is fun, but let's put this other weird stuff from the past in.
Why can't we all be right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I love that. It's like, well, everybody's just looking at the same elephant. They're just only getting the no. All of these people are standing and they're just yelling at each other, and they're wrong. And the rest of us over here, we can just continue to actually investigate things and come to understanding. But I don't know. I'm honestly still just a little bit confused as to what the fuck the message is. Like, do you know yet? Am I missing?
No.
Did I miss something? Was there something?
I mean, we're getting to like the social issues, but I still am not quite sure about why we're joining this religion otherwise.
Right. Like, what would be the point? Just to be like, hey, there are actually aliens. Like, oh, okay.
I think just so that atheists can have intelligent design.
Thank you. And honestly, I was missing out on that so much. If only we could bring back communion somehow, but in like a manner where I don't have to, like maybe the crackers are like the flesh of the aliens or something.
I have my communion crackers sitting right next to me.
I think I might go buy a box of those. I've heard you talk about them.
They're disgusting.
That's what you've said. I trust you, but also like I kind of want to test it myself, but we'll get to the crackers later.
Okay. So we have the second encounter here. So on October 7th, 1975, he had a second encounter and was given additional information recorded in his second book, also part of Intelligent Design. Since that time, Rael has been touring the world, giving conferences and seminars on every continent, gathering those who share the desire to welcome our creators. He also authored several other books like Sensual Meditation, which is a central part of his teachings, Geniocracy, advocating for a more intelligent management of the planet, and Yes to Human Cloning, explaining the possibility of becoming eternal and the beautiful future that one can expect thanks to science. So we have some good things here.
That's what's weird to me. It's like part of this seems like, okay, like again, like the sensual meditation thing. If that's a free PDF book, I'm going to be honest, I'm definitely downloading that one. If it's going to talk to me about how to meditate and masturbate better at like simultaneously, do you know how much time that would save me? First off, like a good 5-6 full minutes, but like, I don't know, the Yes to Human Cloning, like, again, like part of me is cool with this. Like, yeah, I don't know. As long as it's consensual with everybody, like, let's clone some people.
I don't know if he understands cloning either, because cloning is not going to make you eternal. You're just going to have a genetic clone that's somebody else.
Just a different living thing that shares your DNA entirely, and it's
just like identical twins,
right? It's like most likely not going to be you at all, because we're not perfect on the whole what is identity and all that, but we have a pretty good understanding. And I think there's like some squishy, I'm not very medically trained, so you might have to help, but there's some squishy thing in the skull. It's something, I don't remember what it's called, but that has a big part for identity. So I guess I don't know. I like cloning. I'm all for it. I'm like a 3 right now on a 1 to 10. 10 being I convert by the end of this. I'm like a 3. I'm just being real.
I'm like a -4.
Okay. So
Okay, so let's read a little bit more about the social issues that we're getting into, which, I mean, they're not bad. So over the years, Rail has inspired several public actions from the promotion of the use of condoms in schools to the promotion of masturbation, from worldwide campaigns in support of minorities with the slogan, "To tolerate differences is not enough, one should love differences," to the disturbing request to have all religious books censored if they don't respect human rights, from the support of human cloning through the founding of CloneAid, to the promotion of GMO as the only chance for all human beings on Earth to have food, from the creation of Clitoraid, an association to help women who have been circumcised to have their clitoris repaired so that they can experience pleasure again, for the call of gathering of all African traditional chiefs to create the United States of Africa.
Okay, that got a little bit weirder than I was expecting it at the end there, with
Yeah,
the
it gets.
United States of Africa thing. But
Yeah.
okay.
I feel like, I mean, I know I have some friends who live in African countries, and I don't think these African countries want to be a united country.
Oh no, they sure don't.
They
No,
are very
my
culturally
understanding.
different.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
culturally different.
Yeah. It may or may not be the reason why, since about the 50s, when a lot of the countries started getting their independence, may or may not be why there's been a handful of "we don't like you" wars going on and stuff. Something about North and South Sudan splitting. I don't know. There's probably smarter people out there that have this knowledge, but yeah, I think we have something actually. It's called like the African Union. It may already be an organization where these countries and leaders get together and talk. But it's weird, like that paragraph hits me strange, Ben, because like
Yeah.
half of it I really like half of it I'm like, yeah, this is nice. Like that, I'm cool with that. Like GMOs being a good thing. Like honestly,
Yeah.
y'all, like freak
I
out
love
all you
GMOs.
want, but GMOs are incredible. Like we've done amazing things with genetically modified organisms, so you might want to get more used to that. And like helping people who have gone through FGM, I think that's fantastic. Like condoms in schools, promoting like, safe masturbation. And so far, like, this is what's so weird to me is it's like he's checking some boxes and I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Oh, by the way, all of this came to me in the middle of a volcano in France by an alien. I'm like, no, okay, you lost me there. Yep, you had me right up until that, man.
And the fact that he is adding aid to the end of things as if it's like Gatorade, like CloneAid.
I think it's really brilliant. I don't think anybody else has ever done that before. I don't know if Freddie Mercury was a part of some music festival years ago that had something to. I don't think so. I don't think anybody's done this. It's brilliant.
It was the first time I saw Clitoraid. That is what he's saying is not what I thought.
Yeah. Were you thinking like some energy drink that like highly energizes the clitoris or something?
I don't know what I was thinking, but it was weird.
Is your clitoris feeling down today? Try
It's
some
like Viagra, but in a drink form now.
That's right. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Well,
all right.
I'm at a 3.5. I'm at a 3.5.
You're moving up.
I'm
moving
good.
up. Rail has been a guest on most of the major TV programs worldwide, like 60 Minutes, CNN, Fox, and BBC news programs, as well as programs like Breakfast with Frost and Entertainment Tonight, to name a few. Because if you've been on TV, you obviously know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
they're not bringing you on for entertainment purposes.
Right. I also have no idea what Breakfast with Frost is. Like, so it means nothing to me. Like that, you being on that show is not at all interesting. But also like a lot of dipshits have been on 60 Minutes and Fox and BBC and stuff. Like, it's not impressive.
Yes, I mean, like the rest of the paragraph's not super important. Just like, yeah, well, he's talked to these famous people and higher ups, and like, which means nothing. Like, I don't care. It doesn't mean your views are correct. It just means you talk to some people.
It looks like Hugh Hefner and like acknowledged him, which is what literally many artists acknowledged him, and Hugh Hefner is mentioned. Like, what is that? Like, somebody was like, "Hey, Hugh, you know this Rael dude?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I met him." Like, well, he acknowledged him. I mean, he technically counts.
I know this person exists.
Yeah. I have had a conversation.
I could say he's not a myth of a person. Okay, good.
Got one up on Jesus.
In every culture on earth, a messenger is expected, whether it's the Maitreya of the Buddhists, the Messiah of the Jews, the Paraclete of the Christians, or any other name that has been given by the many tribes around the world. This expected messenger, like all the previous ones, isn't supposed to please everyone, but to state what our creators are expecting from us. This is what Rael has been doing for more than 40 years now, traveling relentlessly while making the vow not to own anything, but to give everything towards welcoming our creators in the embassy they requested to be built before 2035. So
Oh
we're getting
shit.
close.
Oh shit, that's like 14 years.
Yeah.
Like that is not a long time. I mean, it was a lot longer of a time back in the fucking 70s, but at this
Yeah.
point, like we're getting close, y'all. I mean, I hope y'all are really confident with your non-extraterrestrial, belief system, because 14 years from now, we're gonna find out for sure. I also liked where it was like in every culture a messenger is expected. Maybe this is my problem. Maybe I'm just not cultured enough, because I'm not
Obviously.
expecting a messenger. I'm not expecting somebody to just like show up at my door and be like, "Hey, I've got all the answers to life, and would you like a subscription to our magazine?" I'm just not. I don't feel that necessity in my life. But again, I didn't move up. I didn't go any further. I'm still sitting at a solid 3.5. So it's not
I'm
out
still
of
at
the
a
possible.
solid -4.
Okay.
So
Well, let's see if we can get you to a
okay.
-2 at least.
Yes. So we're going to talk about the embassy.
Yeah.
So extraterrestrials require special diplomatic status. It's becoming increasingly obvious that an ET civilization is contacting us and providing signs. Okay, what are these signs?
Yeah.
Tell me what they
Yeah.
are. To
Increasingly
prepare us,
obvious. Like
to
it was
prepare us.
obvious. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, it's to prepare us for official contact. Some government officials and scientists are undoubtedly already aware of this.
Who?
I don't know.
Like, there's got to be someone. I don't expect it to be like fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye necessarily, but there's got to be somebody. There's got to be somebody out there that can hop on a live stream and just be like, "Oh yeah, no, talk to these aliens regularly." The
Well, it's obviously
Elohim.
Rail.
that's
It's
that's.
him.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, you're
He is the
absolutely right.
last messenger. It's
You're
his
absolutely
job.
right. I gotta read that PDF, man. I gotta read that
You know what
book.
I would love? This is really off topic, but I would love to see like a debate between like Rail and Joseph Smith.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Talk about a lot of bullshit.
And L. Ron Hubbard. Can I get the
Oh
three of them in a
wow.
room together?
Well, I think with the the clearly scientifically advanced aliens, the Elohim, I bet you they probably have that technology. So once we convert to this movement and we start, following Rail, then maybe we'll get that knowledge. Maybe that's our problem. We haven't converted yet. So
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah. So the Raelian Movement is an international nonprofit organization. It unites those who wish to inform humanity of its true origins and tell people about the very special messages sent by the Elohim, highly advanced extraterrestrial scientists who created life on Earth, including human beings. But spreading this knowledge is not the only goal of the Raelian Movement. Another primary mission of our organization is to prepare an official embassy to welcome the return of our creators. Through their messenger, Maitreya, Rael, and the Elohim have respectfully expressed a desire to come meet with us, but since they wish to come only if their presence here is welcome, they ask that we first demonstrate our desire to invite them by building an appropriate embassy in advance of their arrival. So this is our goal for joining this.
Okay. Yeah, this is. I know the rest of it has been confusing, and you're going to be like, well, it's all been confusing. But this right here is particularly confusing. I got to be honest. Like, why? Why do they what do they want? They want us to like bow down and like praise them and be like, oh, please, Elohim, please come and see us lonely humans. That seems weird to me. Like, if they're a super advanced race, why don't they see a bunch of people hanging out on a YouTube stream on a Monday and just be like, oh, fuck, we'll just pop in right now. Like, we'll just show y'all real quick. See, we're that highly advanced that we can just take over your screen. But no.
Like, they could do it.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
They
I
also
mean,
could have taken over, like, when humans were, like, in their infancy, like,
oh my
back during
God.
caveman days
Oh my
when, like, we
God.
didn't know anything about
It's
anything.
just,
Like,
yeah.
they could have taken us over no problem. Why didn't they?
Right. And why, like, what was it about this rail guy? What was it about him that they were like, look, the rest of you fuckers, we cannot talk to yet. You got to build this weird fucking building that doesn't seem like it's structurally sound entirely, but do that first and then we'll come talk to you. But this one guy, like, what was he doing different?
Well, this guy was special because he was a race car journalist.
See, that's what I did wrong with my life. I
Yes.
should have been a race car journalist. That
Yeah,
was my problem.
absolutely.
Yep. Could have talked to aliens much sooner.
So that embassy would become the third temple as predicted in the ancient scriptures.
What scriptures? Why does it
don't
keep
know.
doing this? It keeps making these weird claims that are just like scientists know. Like, who knows this?
According to specifications provided by the Elohim, it must be built in a neutral location that has been granted rights of extraterritoriality and guaranteed neutral airspace. Providing such an embassy and obtaining the necessary guarantees for the rights of its occupants will prove that humanity is ready for an official meeting with its creators. The Raelian movement recently asked a number of countries to consider hosting the embassy project, and several have indicated an interest in allocating space for such an endeavor. Preliminary discussions are already underway. As shown in the document presented to a number of governments, the embassy of our fathers from space will bring substantial financial benefits to the country hosting it. The fortunate nation will also enjoy the special protection from the Elohim and become the spiritual and scientific center of the planet for millennia to come. I think I understand what they're doing now. Okay. So they basically, this is a way for Rail to start his own country.
Yeah.
Because he's wanting neutral airspace. He's going to get his own airspace. He's going to get like his own area that can't be controlled by other countries. He wants his own country, and he wants his followers to join him in his own country.
And when the aliens don't show up in 14 years, the country that he took their land from and stuff and now has this little tiny little whatever, they're going to be like, hey man, so your alien thing is obviously bullshit. And he's going to be like, oh, too bad. I got my own country. You got to stay the fuck out. I mean, truly, this is like, how much of that do you think is actually true? Like where it says recently asked a number of countries and several have indicated an interest, like 1 to 10. You think that's real?
He could just take the little triangle of land in between Egypt and Sudan and just like the one that nobody wants. He could take that.
That's a good point. There's a
Why didn't he take that spot?
There's a spot of like northwestern Africa as well. I think it's called Western Sahara. Like that's kind of in dispute right now. There's also some islands. Like there's like a whole bunch of islands in the Pacific Ocean that like we don't really have like claim to a lot of things. Like, you can take any one of those, man. I don't see why. Like, where does he want this to be built? Is there a specification, or just it can be built anywhere, just as long as it has neutral airspace? It seems like some really weird criteria for advanced alien scientists. I'm sorry. I don't know why they couldn't get past airspace regulations. So
this whole thing is just like, I don't think he even knows what he wants or what he's trying to get.
Just kind of making it up as he goes along. Somebody comes up.
Plans and specifications for the requested embassy are okay. Do we?
Oh, wow. I mean, I'm interested. I gotta be honest. I'm really, really interested in this.
Let's build an embassy to welcome an ET. Okay, I have to like actually go to this page because, well, maybe we'll go to it after we finish up on this website. Because
there's a lot of good stuff on this website.
There's so much here.
Yeah,
we don't need to go to the free downloads, but let's go to the FAQ because this.
I would like to know what are the frequently asked questions, right? What are people asking regularly?
Yeah, who created the Elohim? This is a great question.
Thank you.
The Elohim explained to us that they were created by a more advanced race of humans that were created by a more advanced race of humans, and so on. So
that's like the shittiest answer ever. I just want you to know that. That is like such a letdown for me. I was hoping there was going to be like, there was a green orb that existed before all of. No, it was just like some other people made them.
So we are simply a link in the eternal cycle of life. And one day, our scientists will travel to another planet and create life in the same way that Elohim did with our planet. So are we kind of the Elohim then?
I'm
for
at
the
a 2.
next planet?
I'm at a 2 now because of that, Ben.
You're
I
at
just
a
want you
2.
to. I'm at a 2 now. I dropped a full 1.5 because of the endless chain of garbage. Like, hey, where did this come from? Oh, it came from another rock, and that rock came from a rock, and that rock came from a rock, all the way through eternity. It's like, fuck you. Like, that's not helpful. I didn't learn anything now. Okay.
It's like the Emperor's New Groove, where it's like, I'll put that flea in a box, and I'll put that box stuff in another box, and then I'll mail that box to myself. It's like, you're not answering the question at all.
It's
so
just
why
totally
do we
ridiculous.
need an embassy?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that is a good question. That is a good question.
The Elohim are not invaders. They have shown their desire to come, but they respect our choice to say no. So it's consensual. Okay.
Like across the board, like every human being has to like click yes on the terms and agreements. Like that's crazy.
It's up to us to invite them, and our invitation is the embassy. It's the least we can do. Without the neutrality of an embassy, free airspace, and an official welcome, the unannounced and undesired landing would have enormous political, economic, and social repercussions with disastrous consequences worldwide. Because Rael is their ambassador on Earth, the Elohim will not endorse any government, religion, or ideology other than the Raelian philosophy. Therefore, they will only come when their embassy is built, such as their love and respect for us.
Okay. Yeah.
So
this is where we get to the weird shit again, where it's like, hey, like these aliens care about you and they want you to be well, but you got to do all this bullshit first. And once you do that bullshit, then the aliens will show themselves to you. That's the same garbage we hear from absolutely every fucking faith-based, ideology and shit. Like the idea that somehow we could get like some neutral airspace embassy and then like aliens show up tomorrow and like nobody has a problem with that. That's nonsense. Like whether we come together in fucking unity and peace across the world or not, if aliens showed up tomorrow, shit would hit the fan, y'all. Like nobody would be cool with that. Nobody's just like, oh no way, aliens.
So why do we need them to come see us? Like, can't we just go along our merry way and like not ever invite them?
Are they holding out on something? Like, do they have like some answer or some incredible science that we're missing out on? Like maybe if they join us tomorrow, they'll be like, hey, we've actually got this super cool space drug. It's way healthier and you get so high, bro. Or maybe like, I don't know, we figured out a problem to like cancer, like as a whole, like just no more cancer ever. Be like, yeah, it's great. Thanks. Really,
Well,
really
why couldn't they have already done that?
I know that's the problem. It's like we need an embassy. We need an embassy first. We need to all tell them how much we love them and we want them.
It's like Jesus all over again. It's like I love you all so much,
but
until you give me what I want, I'm not gonna help you.
I feel like in this vein though, I have more of a chance of like getting like an actual ray gun or something, like some cool science fiction-y thing like that. With Jesus, you don't get much. You get the crackers, you get the grape juice, that's fine, whatever. But I feel like with this one, like I could get a spaceship potentially, That's kind of cool.
You're just a child. Be happy with your grape juice and your crackers, for Pete's sake. Like, why are you so needy?
I want a spaceship, Ben, and I think it's wrong that you're trying to keep this from me. I'm joining the Raelians. No,
you're gonna join them. I'm maybe at a -5 now.
Okay, well, I'm still at a 2.
So maybe they can convince me with this next question that they answer.
Okay.
So why don't they just show themselves to everyone so we have proof to support Rael's claims?
Super good point. Yes.
Great question.
Yes.
Because an unannounced and undesired landing would be pandemonium, and the world's governments would view them as invaders, resulting in threatening retaliation by the military. The only way to avoid this disastrous scenario is to raise awareness of who the Elohim are and spread Rael's message all over the world first. Only then can we envision the return of our creators who love us and who wish to officially meet with our world government so they can share their scientific heritage. Well, duh. How did I not think of that?
I honestly didn't expect that I would be more disappointed with this answer than I was with the first one. This one seems like such a bullshit cop out. Hey, why don't they just show ourselves? Oh, it's because we couldn't handle it. Our tiny
You can't
inferior
handle the
human
truth.
mind. That's right. That's right. We've known about this that's what they were doing. They were telling us for years in our movies and our TV shows. We just can't handle it, you know? That was the whole point of the X-Files and stuff. It just I should have been listening. I should have been listening this whole time. Oh God. No, seriously, that was a bummer. That was a bummer of an answer. Like,
Yeah.
why can't they show up? It's because you're not ready for it yet. It's like, well, that's crap. Okay.
So how can Raelians believe in what one man is saying?
So I gotta admit, I gotta say something here. Like,
Okay.
I feel like a lot of times with frequently asked questions, like it's the reason that this like website has these particular frequently asked questions is because like they're worthwhile things like, hey, like my car does this a lot, and it's like, no, that's a standard problem. Just click this button and do I feel like this is their like lazy attempt to try and like sideline all of the problems that people have. But I feel like doing it in an FAQ just makes you seem like more bullshit. And maybe that's just my cynicism coming through, but I I don't know why can we believe him, Ben? Tell me.
The Raelian philosophy is one of understanding rather than believing. This is precisely why Rael asks that we do not blindly believe him, but rather that we do our own research and draw our conclusions after reading his book, Intelligent Design: Message from the Designers. So we don't have to believe him. We just have to believe his book that he wrote.
It's not a very like, there's not a lot of distance there between that. Like, hey, don't listen to me. I just wrote something down years ago. Just read that. Like, that seems like I'm just listening to you, man. Like, most of these have disappointed me so far. I'm going to go to a 1.5 now. I'm going to drop half a point. Like, I'm
What is written in Rael's book is confirmed and supported by all ancient religious writings, legends, traditions, as well as modern science. Evidence for traces of contacts between humanity and beings from another planet can be found throughout our history and on all continents. In addition, many of our scientific breakthroughs accomplished in the past several decades were bound to happen, as mentioned by Rael more than 40 years ago. So every single religion and tradition and modern science all agree on this.
That's what I'm getting. And you know, they've mentioned this on every continent thing once or twice, and I know a lot of us forget this, but Antarctica's a continent, right? Like, I know you're training to be a doctor, but let's geography here.
The penguins.
Is
The
he
penguins
preaching to the
know.
penguins? Yeah. Is he like out there like, hey, penguins, just listen up. Like, I'm a person. There's aliens. Aliens made all of us. You aren't as cool as people. People aren't as cool as aliens. There's other aliens that made those aliens. We're gonna become aliens. It's really weird. It's very
Just
strange
wait,
to me.
we go on this expedition to Antarctica, right? We pull up in our little boat, and these penguins come up to greet us, and we see that they have in their little flippers a copy of this book. Like,
oh my God. I would convert right there. I gotta be honest. I would convert right there. Like, I know there's a fallacy at play here, but I would probably see that penguin with one of these Raelian books and just be like, okay, yeah, aliens.
I'm in.
Yeah, cool. You got me. Let's build that fucking embassy.
I bet the penguins are going to build the embassy before us.
We don't give them enough credit, you know. These
We
birds
don't.
were like, long time ago, they were like, flying, that's way too much effort.
It's those penguins from Madagascar, like, you know, like the secret agent
Oh my
penguins.
gosh,
Those ones
oh
are
my gosh.
actually building the embassy in Antarctica.
It's all coming together now,
yes.
Ben. It's all making sense. Oh wow, man.
Yes. Okay.
Well,
so
does he receive a salary? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the movement itself now.
Yeah.
So no, the Raelian movement is a non-profit organization that does not pay any salary to its members, including Rael. All members are volunteers who understand the magnitude of Rael's mission and who donate some of their free time. to ensure money is from the movement is not used to pay a salary to Rail. There is a separate entity named Raelian Foundation, which supports Rail financially. So he receives money from a slightly different organization that funds him.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like what a lot of organizations do to just kind of bolster their general finances, where they're like, hey, so we've got this one thing right here that makes money, and people are like, yeah, okay. They're like, we could make more money if we made this other organization, and like technically they're not the same, but they'll be the same. And it's like, yeah, that sounds like a great way to make money. I feel like they're just admitting that he's getting paid from the Raelian movement.
Yeah, because like, I mean, the people joining this might not know to donate to the Raelian movement versus donate to the foundation. Like, it's basically the same thing. Like, so maybe they're donating to the foundation thinking they're donating to the movement. It's going directly to Rail's pockets himself.
And they, you know, this movement might just not be super great about letting people know that either. I mean, they might just, you know, it's just, I mean, it's technically there. It's just in really, really fine print, you know, like, okay.
Oh my God. These questions are getting weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was reading.
There's one at the bottom that we're going to get to, but we can.
I'm going to keep my cool.
You accept donations. Where does the money go? Our society is still based on a monetary system. The Raelian movement is too depends on donations. Okay, yeah. So donations are used for two main goals: to inform mankind about the messages, and then to build the embassy. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I like that beginning though, because they're like, you accept donations. Where's the money go? And the first thing they do is they're like, well, the world still uses money, so we have to use money. It's like, wow, dude. Wow, bro. Like, that's yeah, okay.
Ooh,
all right.
This question's great. What makes a Raelian any different from people who believe in God? As Raelians, we are atheists, which means we do not believe in a supernatural, impalpable God. We understand that when our ancestors talked about God as a deity, they were actually speaking of a scientifically advanced extraterrestrial civilization referred to as Elohim in the Hebrew Bible, a word that literally translates to those who came from the sky, or sky people as natives call them. Due to lack of scientific understanding at the time, we ended up with a world filled with superstition, mysticism, and delusion. The Elohim, who are 25,000 years more scientifically advanced than we are, did not create the universe, but instead came to Earth at a time when it was lifeless and ultimately built a huge laboratory. Where were these laboratories?
Yeah. Yeah. And also, this is just the second time they've done this. So now I just had to do this. And please, folks, if you're watching this, don't take my word for it, but with a very, very basic look into the fucking etymology of this word Elohim, I can go ahead and tell you it definitely doesn't seem to be those who came from the sky. That doesn't seem to be where this fucking word comes from, which I don't even care that much. Like, I think that's BS too, but it's really annoying. Like, it's really annoying when people do that. Like, if somebody came up to me and was like, hey man, did you know cats and dogs are actually the same species? I'd be like, no, you're wrong. They're like, well, you're not a geneticist. It's like, yeah, that's fucking true, but I'm also not a dipshit either. But it does not mean that, people. It does not mean that. And okay, so
we have the new Genesis story where we had, like, was it day and night were created, and then a fucking huge laboratory was created, and then we did some genetic engineering. I'm so confused.
And like,
and now they're quoting Genesis 1:26.
And the fact that, like, it's so funny to me that they feel really good about this idea, because they've talked about it a lot. Like, there's this advanced race of living creatures that come down to Earth, and they see this vast empty space, you know, and they're like, you know what? We're going to be awesome. We're just going to make a bunch of sciencey stuff and go for love. When the fucking human history has that ever been the case? Like, when the hell did, I mean, everybody knows that Christopher Columbus, 1492, sailed the ocean blue, set up a laboratory in North America, and helped, you know, advance HIV medication. Everybody knows that, because that's what we do when we go search out places. Or maybe we kill and conquer. So like, why would these advanced creatures come down here and like, it just doesn't make, like, were they bored? They were just really bored and they were like, what if we created like little Sims? Like, let them run around and see what kind of nonsense they get into.
What if humans are just a game of The Sims 4, who then like play The Sims 4, and then those Sims play The Sims 4.
Right.
And it's just Sims 4 all the way down.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I get stuck in my bathroom sometimes, so maybe that would be the case. Like I can't figure out how to get out of the door. But I there's so much of this that's so frustrating.
So while people who believe in God also believe that God is the creator of the universe, Raelians hold a different position. The Elohim were able to show that the universe is infinite both in the macrocosm and the microcosm. The concept of an infinite universe is difficult to comprehend for many because we are born one day and die another. Hence, it is easy to assume that everything around us has a finite nature. But in an infinite universe, there's neither beginning nor end. Everything that exists in the universe has always existed and always will exist. Soon, we will travel to another planet to create life in the same way the Elohim did for us, and therefore we will become gods ourselves.
Okay. I mean, up until about right now, I'm going to be honest, I didn't really entirely understand why anybody would hear all of this and be like, yeah, that works. I'll do that. That last little bit right there, I get it now. Because it's the same thing for the Mormons. It's like, oh, hey, if you're a Mormon, when you die, you get your own like really super cool afterlife where you get to be God. It's like, oh, that sounds great. That'll be so much fun. Play with people and set rules and whatever.
The Sims 4.
This is your
Sims 4. I expect every Mormon and Raelian to play The Sims 4 because that is your afterlife.
I feel like without doing it, neither of them are guaranteed to go to their afterlife. So I think what we should do, Ben, is we should start an organization, a separate organization from how we get paid, of course, but an organization where we just go preach the message of playing Sims 4.
I already stream The Sims 4 on my Twitch, so I'm already there.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you're ahead of me.
This.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll catch up. I will. I promise.
So do the Raelians consider Raelism a religion? In the etymological sense, yes, we do. The word religion has been used, misused, and abused so much throughout the ages that it is no wonder many people nowadays shy away from anything that is labeled religion and would not touch it with a 10-foot pole. At the same time, many people have the wrong idea of what religion really means and view it as a belief in a deity of sorts. The word religion comes from the Latin word religare, which means to create a link, whether it be a link between people or between the creators of humanity and their creation, or between humans and the stars, or between earth and sky, etc. It really does not matter because the most important is to create this link. So it's a religion for atheists.
So, again, just to be that dickhead, I gotta do this. Just again with a really, really simple search on the Googles, y'all. But apparently, religion comes from, yes, the old Latin religare, but it seems to not mean to create a link, but more in the concept of to bind. So, but at the same time, I still feel like the rest of the stuff that was said there was garbage. So it's like, that's not the most important thing, but like, come on, y'all. Don't just fuck with etymology. Like, words have histories,
Yeah. Gosh. Moreover, like Buddhism, Raelism is an atheist religion, which is to say that Raelians do not believe in a God because God does not exist. In the original Hebrew Bible, it is written Elohim, not God, which is plural and literally translates to those who came from the sky. Again, we're going back to that.
Yep. I'll just keep my mouth shut there, but okay. I disagree.
Also important to understand that while Raelians do not believe in God, we still accept the notion that there are creators that still recognize all the great prophets of old, such as Jesus, Muhammad, Moses, Buddha, etc., who were all messengers sent by our creators, the Elohim, at different times throughout our history to guide humanity along the path of wisdom. When humanity is ready to welcome them with the love and respect they deserve, the prophets will return in the company of the Elohim at the embassy. So we're going to see Jesus at the embassy.
I'm really excited for that.
Whoa.
I gotta be honest. Jesus and Buddha hanging out together. I mean, how cool would that be? You know? Just imagine the things that they would say to each other, like.
But what about Joseph Smith? Is he not in on this? If every religion, because didn't they say that like every religion has ties to the Elohim? So why is Joseph Smith not included on this list of prophets?
Yes, funny enough, they have consistently left him out. So sorry, Mormons. I guess of all of the people out there, you got it wrong. But like, it really is. It's like what you said earlier. Like it really does feel like they were sitting around and were like, okay, so how do we tell everybody that they're right? And it's like, oh, we just call ourselves atheists and say that all the other prophets are our prophets. And it's like, well, I get, yeah, I mean, that's a way to do that. But is that a task that we should try to accomplish? Like, should we try to make everybody correct in their nonsense beliefs? I don't know. The embassy kind of looks cool though. Is that worth something? Like it's got kind of a cool shape.
Like a donut chakra.
Yeah. I like donuts. I mean,
donut chakra is going to be a new thing for this channel.
Let's do it. Donut chakras, everybody. Unlock, or I don't know. What are you supposed to do? What do you do with chakras? Would you unlock them?
Yeah,
do you lock them?
Cleanse your donut chakras.
Cleanse your donut chakras. There you go, everybody.
Yes, cleanse your donut chakras. Get a donut. I don't know. Do your thing.
Yeah.
So do they have meetings? Can I attend?
Yeah.
Yes, everyone is welcome to attend our informal Raelian gatherings. The main Raelian event is the annual Happiness Academy, which takes place on each continent. See our event section for further details. Actually, the American Happiness Academy is happening in November.
Where is this?
It's on Zoom. I looked it up so we can go.
Okay. So it's a right now. Okay. Because I feel like one per continent. That's like a lot of people get fucked in that, don't they? Like, sure, North America, we got 3 countries to deal with. Like, okay, fine. But like Asia? Like, holy shit. I guess like, where are you going to put it? Just in the middle?
In the middle of Mongolia somewhere.
You just, boop, like, there you go. If you can't, sorry, sucks to be you, Cambodia. Like, too bad if you can't make it to the center of the fucking, that just seems, I don't know. For people that are following highly advanced beings, alien things, they don't seem particularly smart. I'm sorry.
I mean, this sounds like an interesting little conference, though, because, I mean, if they believe in masturbation and happiness, like, is this just a conference where people go and, like, masturbate? Like, I mean...
they're all just like standing there, like masturbating and just being like, oh my God, aliens, right? I know. Like, I'm all for the promotion of masturbation. I'm all for that. It just, I don't know. It's, I don't know. I'm still at a 1.5. Is that where I was? At 1.5? I'm at a 1.5.
Yeah, you were still there. I'm at a -5 still.
Okay.
Maybe going lower, especially after getting to this next section, which I've been dying to read about.
Where is
Eve, the cloned baby?
Oh, please tell me. Please tell me.
Oh no. Clonade was initiated by Maitreya Rael in 1997, since human cloning is the first step toward scientific eternal life as described by the Elohim. In the year 2000, following a strong interest in the idea of human cloning by people from around the world, Rael decided to hand over the Clonade project to Dr. Bridget Oystelier, a Raelian bishop, in order for her to start working on actually cloning the first human being. Ever since then, Clonade has been completely independent from the Raelian movement. Neither Rael nor the Raelian movement bring any funds into it, and they have no relationship whatsoever with Clonade, besides their moral support discovering cloning technologies. For more, okay, so they're not actually telling us Where Eve the cloned baby, they tell us nothing about Eve the cloned baby.
Completely just disregarded that question. I do also like that they're like, we don't have any connection anymore except for our moral support. I just like the idea of like some scientists sitting in a lab with like all these things around them and just somebody just walking in just being like, hey, Joe, just wanted to let you know you're doing a great job. Oh, thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
And I don't remember them saying anything on any other pages about Eve the cloned baby.
No!
This is the first time we're literally...
Yes! And once
maybe it's
again,
in the book. I don't know.
We have been let down. This is like the third time for sure that these questions and answers have just been a total waste. Like a complete until like I was hoping for like a oh, there it is, you know, like maybe like, oh, we found Eve 50 years ago or something, you know, and like we keep her hidden. But no, this just completely disregarded the entire question. It was like, well, we're trying to clone people.
Yeah, they say nothing about it. Also, I don't remember when the sheep cloning was done. Dolly the sheep.
Oh, Dolly, yeah. Somewhere
I don't
around
remember what
then.
year that was, because if they were trying to do this in 2000, like that's a big step from cloning a sheep to cloning a human. And I know the sheep wasn't that long ago. Especially thinking in 2000, it was probably around a similar time frame, right?
I think so.
Like the 90s or something for
I want to
Dolly?
say late 90s, early 2000s for Dolly, but also like is DNA really that complicated? I mean, people say it's complicated, but
it's 1996 for Dolly.
Okay, yeah. See? That's not bad. Like a
Yeah.
whole year. Like they should have been able to figure that out already, don't you think? Or am I just off on my time scale for scientific advancements?
Yeah, nothing ever happens that quickly in science.
Gosh. Yeah. Okay. Well, what is with the swastika?
What is
Please?
with the swastika? The swastika predates Hitler by thousands of years. It was used as a symbol of good fortune before Hitler hijacked it. Embedded in the Star of David, it's the oldest symbol known to mankind and the symbol of the Elohim, our creators. It represents infinity in time, the swastika, and space, the Star of David. With their 25,000 years of scientific advance on us, the Elohim were able to scientifically prove that the universe was infinite in time as represented by the swastika, where time is inversely proportional to mass, and space, macro and microcosm, as represented by the Star of David, are both triangles pointing in opposite directions, as above, so below. This is a good luck symbol at proswastika.org.
How does the swastika prove that the universe was infinite? I feel like I missed something. I feel like they were like really confidently telling me this answer, and I'm over here going, this doesn't make any sense at all. I'm totally lost. Like the words you're saying, I understand, but I just don't get this at all.
And their desire to just justify the use of a very offensive symbol.
Yeah.
Especially two symbols that should not be going together. Like putting the swastika with the Star of David seems very, very offensive.
Oh, it's a dick move, I think, is the technical term for it. But yeah, it's like I get it. Like, yes, I know this is true. This is technically true. The swastika is a symbol that has been used in a good couple of different cultures. Hindu, for sure. The Hindi culture has used this symbol for a long time, and there's lots of meanings and so forth. But I feel like if tomorrow somebody came out and was like, I don't know, pick a symbol, you know, what's this? What the Nazis are using this? The neo-Nazis are using this one now. It's the OK symbol. Like they're like fucking
weird.
Oh man, it's super weird. And so it's just like every so often some dickhead will be like flashing the symbol and you'll be like, oh yeah, okay, man. And then you come to find out like, no, he's actually part of like some horrible hate group that is actively trying to cause harm to people and kill people. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'm just not going to use that anymore. Like, I'm not going to spend the rest of my life going, hey guys, did you know that the swastika actually has good meaning? No, just move on. Just get another symbol, right? Like, is
You
it that
literally
hard?
can just scribble on a page and come up with
Yeah.
something better.
Yeah, just close your eyes and just kind of something is bound to come up. Like, Jesus. But whatever. I mean, hey, they
All
seem
right.
confident.
How can I join?
Yeah. That's what I needed to know.
They have a baptism. What? Okay, we'll get into this. As Aurelian Tony publicly recognizes the Elohim as humanity's creators. Each year presents 4 opportunities to do so through participation in a demystified Raelian baptism ceremony. The 4 designated dates are also official Raelian holidays: the first Sunday of April, August 6th, October 7th, and December 13th. The baptism ceremony takes place at 3 p.m. local time worldwide. Active members are Raelians contributing to the organization's goals and helping to transform this world in order to prepare humanity for the most important event of history, the return of the Elohim to Earth.
So,
Why did we need a baptism?
A, B, it's 3 p.m. local time worldwide. So,
Yeah, for
like,
whom?
yeah, so like everybody in this one time zone is going to get baptized, and then like an hour passes, and then like everybody in the time zone behind them gets
Yeah,
baptized. Like, that's so
yeah.
strange. That
And
just seems
also,
like
like, these dates they've got specific dates except for the first
except
Sunday of
for
April.
Sunday. That's what I was thinking. I was like, why didn't you just pick a day in April? Like, why didn't you picked the 6th of August, the 7th of October, 13th? It's just like, fuck it. Just give us somewhere in the springs. Just April's a good month. I was like, what day? I don't know. The first Sunday. Like,
Whatever
what?
that one is. I'm
Jesus.
legit surprised they didn't pick like April 1st, because I would have been like, this is a troll.
That would
This
have
is a
been
troll.
like, wow, what a really, really hardcore like way to troll people, you know? Like, could you imagine like 10 years from now or something? Like, he's on his deathbed and he's just like, lied to you all about aliens. I mean, I'd give it to him. I'd probably send him $5 at least, but I don't know.
This
Who
guy.
who are the honorary guides,
Who
Ben?
are the
What is
honorary
this?
guides? The Raelian movement counts close to 100 honorary guides, men and women. They're not counting non-binary people. I guess they don't exist. Who are not Raelian, but who, like Raelians, dedicate their lives to changing the world by reducing violence, denouncing injustices and government corruptions and exploitations, eliminating God-related taboos, and promoting human rights. A complete list of honorary guides. They've got a list of honorary guides.
Who do you think is on that? Do you think it's anybody that matters? Do you think there's gonna be like a just I don't know, like a
Madonna's on this list.
no way.
Okay, we're gonna share this.
What did Madonna do to become an honorary guide for these aliens? What
This is
in the
fantastic.
world? Like how do you become one of these? Like, that's what I want to know right now. Oh my God, Sinead O'Connor and Michael. Jesus Christ, George Michael.
Because Madonna had a role in promoting sexual awakening.
Okay, so here's a question. This is coming to my mind now because now I'm seeing what it says for George Michael. It says was nominated as honorary guide on July 8th, 2002 for the video clip. Do these people like have to know?
I don't know if any of these people know that they're on the list.
Like, could you imagine just like getting a hold of like Madonna or Sinead O'Connor and just being like, hey, so as an honorary guide for the Raelians, I was just wondering if you could tell me your thoughts. And be like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? What kind of nonsense is this? I'm like, that's a top 4 list right there. I mean, Madonna, O'Connor, Jackson. That's incredible. Who else do we have though? Who else is on this list? There's got to be somebody that's just going to really blow my mind. Oh, Michael Moore. No, that did it. Yeah, Michael Moore that did it. Yeah. Oh,
Bill Gates is on the list too.
Oh, wow. Bill Gates. Wow, good for him. Oh, Hugo Chavez. That's
Eminem.
great. Eminem. Holy freaking crap, y'all. This is incredible. This is
Rosie O'Donnell's on the list.
wow. For what? For her unswerving support of human rights. I mean, yeah, but like, okay. Ion Hersey Ali. Wow,
Warren Buffett's
Warren
on the list.
Buffett. Wow. Wow. Man, this is Sean Penn, thank
Jimmy
goodness.
Carter.
I just for a second, let me just take a moment here and just say, look, Jimmy Carter is a good person, okay? Jimmy Carter is a decent human being. So if anybody was going to be an honorary guide for aliens, I think that's fair. But we don't have much longer. He's like 97. So Noam Chomsky too. Wow. Patch Adams. Okay. And George Soros and Tim Berners-Lee. Wow. Julian Assange. Wow. Wow. This is a really strange list, honestly. This is like
this is the weirdest list.
This is like hey, get together with your friends, drink a shit ton of alcohol, and then
Salman Khan.
Oh wow. Man.
Salman Khan's on the list. Dang.
Wow. Stephen Hawking. Yeah. This is like somebody sat down and was just like, who's the Russell Brand is on there? Matt Damon. Wow. My gosh. I am impressed. I am honestly impressed by this. Oh,
Mark Zuckerberg is on the list too.
Yeah. Robert Mugabe. That's a weird choice. Okay. Stephen Fry, Evo Morales, Oliver Stone. I really do feel like somebody was like, name famous people. And then somebody was like, yeah, Madonna. She's famous. Hey, isn't Robert Mugabe a person that people know? It's like, yeah, fuck it. We'll just write that one down too. Like, that just seems like that there seems to be no reason why those people were chosen. There seems to be nothing connecting them.
Okay, so we have more stuff here. We have the embassy. Oh, look, I moved my mouse and the UFOs.
Oh my gosh, that proves it. If that,
yeah,
I'm back to it too. I'm back to it too now.
Stuff that we said before. I want to see the evidence.
Yeah.
Are UFOs real? Some UFO sightings are mistakes and some are fakes, but there are many that are very credible. Credible sightings usually involve one or more UFOs that change speed or direction, fly behind trees, clouds, etc. Numerous reports are backed up by radar signatures showing UFOs flying at incredible speed and undertaking maneuvers that defy known laws of physics and are far beyond our current capabilities. Many sightings are reported by different people in different locations and by reliable people such as policemen, pilots, and astronauts.
Yeah, because everybody knows that policemen, pilots, astronauts, they have never once lied. Everybody knows that. Like pilots, I mean, come on. No pilot has ever lied to you, right? Like when they say like, hey, we'll just be sitting on the tarmac for another 10 minutes, everybody. Don't worry, we'll be taking off here shortly. Like, that's never been a lie. So, okay.
So it looks like all these are just like personal testimonies. So we don't need to really read over those.
Yeah,
but
just the same stuff we've heard. Like, my cow got abducted. It's like your cow ran away. But
so extraterrestrial evidence in ancient times. Traditional texts, pieces of art, and legends of ancient civilizations around the world contain abundant evidence of contacts between extraterrestrials and the peoples of Earth. Today, there are still many traces of these encounters. On the plains of Nazca, south of Lima, Peru, a series of straight parallel lines run across the ground for miles. While they are very difficult to see from the ground, they look like old landing strips from the air. Assuming that pre-Incan cultures did not use them as landing strips, the logical conclusion is that aircraft of a highly advanced extraterrestrial race could have used these astounding lines. Moreover, who could have created the incredibly intricate and enormous figures that connect to these perfectly straight lines, and why can they only be seen from air?
Yeah, clearly. If the Nazca weren't using these to land planes, I mean, clearly they're for alien spacecraft. Couldn't possibly be any other thing whatsoever. Wow.
Right?
I mean, these are, the Nazca lines are incredible. I'm not shitting on that. They're absolutely super, super interesting. But there's so much more reason to believe that it was related to the local culture, right? The religious traditions. And it makes so much more sense that these people would like just walk these lines and meditate and pray. all of that makes so much more sense than, oh no, aliens have been talking to us for a long time. So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we would have better evidence.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can just kind of go on to the next one, I guess, because there's not much to say about that other one. UFO sightings today. UFO sightings have been reported worldwide throughout history and have also been increasing recently. Most turn out to have a rational explanation, but some cannot be explained so easily. Observations of mile-long craft and smaller craft carrying out seemingly impossible maneuvers and attaining speeds far beyond the capabilities of today's technology have been recorded in both the United States and Britain by commercial and military pilots and other highly qualified observers. Several of these cases have received extensive news coverage recently. In fact, more and more former high-ranking government and military officials are coming forward to relate their experiences. The former governor of Arizona, yeah, such a credible source.
Also, what the hell has Jimmy Carter ever said about UFOs?
I don't know.
Yeah, me either. And again, like, I'm not gonna take away what I said. Jimmy Carter is a decent human being. Man's like 97 and he still works for Habitat for Humanity. I give him all the credit in the world, but I don't give a shit how many houses he's built for the homeless. If he starts saying like, oh yeah, like I witnessed aliens, I'm gonna be like, no.
So we have ancient paintings of UFOs.
Okay. All right.
Look at this.
Oh yeah.
This have to be UFOs. They can't just be things.
You see those dots in the background? It must be an alien.
I don't know.
It's really, I mean, I give them, they're creative, at least slightly. Oh well, there's another swastika in the ground. So
I got crop circles. I don't think we really need to read the whole thing about crop circles.
I feel pretty good on crop circles, don't you?
Yeah,
like it's pretty bullshit, and there's really good explanation. It's like fairy circles, where you see all the mushrooms in a circle. It's just like, oh my god, how does it happen? Just mushrooms just do that. It's not really a big deal, but okay.
I mean, and if you get bored with the lawnmower, you can do anything you want.
I know.
Field.
I know. With enough time and enough effort, you can create an entire bullshit movement about aliens too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if I knew I was going to make a lot of money off of something, like, yeah, I'd put in the hours and days to lawn mow a field into a shape.
Well, remember, he's not paid. He's not paid by the movement. He's paid by the foundation.
Yes. I want to know who their science team is.
Oh my god, I didn't even see that choice.
We got doctorates of physics. We've got electrical engineers. We got somebody in physiology, biochemistry, and clinical nutrition, because that has anything to do with anything. We got a psychiatrist on board.
Oh, that's nice.
Because that's helpful.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean,
we have a rheumatologist on board.
Wow.
Why do we have a rheumatologist? Why do we need a rheumatologist for this?
Just in case, Just in case you get an autoimmune disease. Super advanced alien technology and all that shit.
Super advanced alien lupus. Yeah.
Yeah, just in case. Do you think these people know that they're on this website?
I don't know.
If these people looked up where they were referenced. Is there anybody in the US? Okay.
See, this is sketchy too, because they have this person, John Reed, an MD, who's a surgeon in the UK. If you're an actual surgeon, you have a subspecialty of surgery that you do. No one is just surgeon.
Really?
That's really vague. Yeah,
it's not. It's you don't just randomly cut people.
You could be a general surgeon.
Okay.
Meaning you do abdomen stuff, but no one's just a surgeon.
Yeah, and it would probably say general surgeon, right?
It would say general surgeon.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Got a Chinese medicine. We got a dentist.
Yeah.
We have a sexology professor, which is awesome. I'm down for that.
What do you study in sexology? Just
I guess they also have a biology degree. So probably just reproduction.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They got a lot of MDs on this.
Yeah. I'm not None of this, I'll be honest. And again, maybe it's my lack of intelligence, maybe it's my cynicism, but none of those people moved me at all. Like I don't feel like I'm more in the believing camp now at all. So I don't know. I just do any of these people talk about this shit
I don't
like
know. Well,
regularly?
obviously, the fact that they have a Chinese medicine guy, I have to be in now. That's gonna get me.
Just in case the aliens like didn't figure out the ancient Chinese secrets from long ago. Like
We
we
got the
didn't
Chinese
know.
medicine, and we've got a rheumatologist, and a psychiatrist, and emergency medicine, and a surgeon, an unspecified surgeon.
Oh, these aliens are hanging out somewhere out there in space, waiting for us to build this giant embassy with like we have to get neutral airspace. They're waiting for all of this, and somehow they need a rheumatologist.
Yeah.
I love it. Honestly, I'm into it. I just I don't know. I'm not gonna convert yet. This doesn't feel.
You gotta read the book, though.
I'll read the book. That's what it is. That's what it is. I gotta read the book. I gotta figure out how to masturbate and meditate all at the same
Maybe
time.
we need to have a book club.
All right, today we'll be reading chapter 1, Aliens. Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know.
That'd be entertaining. But
It would be fun. It would be fun.
so I think we've covered pretty much everything we need to cover with that, except for the book. We can maybe do that later. But what are kind of your final thoughts on what we just read? Any takeaways?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've had fun and we've joked and we've laughed and we've enjoyed the hell out of ourselves. I know I have. I hope everybody out there watching has. But all the time in these instances, what I come back to is the seriousness. You know, even something like this that seems to be so loving and so caring and so not fucking with people and all this stuff. This type of nonsense belief worries me always because what are these people doing or not doing? You know, is one of them gonna get some poison inside their body and like start dying from it and then be like, maybe I should go talk to a doctor? And the other person's like, no, just pray to the aliens. They'll fix it. That type of stuff worries the living hell out of me. I don't want people being taken in by charismatic people that are just going to lie to them and take their damn money. I don't want some crazy person making their own country just for the sake of it, just in case aliens come tomorrow. Like I have no problem with promoting cloning and masturbation and peace and harmony, but I don't want to dress it up with all this crap when in reality we can just look at people and just be like, hey, wait a second, you're a human, I'm a human. Let's just be people and let's just live life and try to benefit everybody, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of silliness to joke about, and I am probably going to laugh the entire rest of the night until I go to bed. But we need more of this. We need more of this where people are just actively taking a look and saying, no, this is bullshit, and we don't need to accept this and believe this is true. You know, there are people out there who spend a lot of time. I think our student Dr. Ben knows, folks. There's people that spend a lot of time answering a lot of questions, reading a lot of books. Those people are worthwhile to listen to, not some dickhead who was standing in the middle of a volcano and thought he talked to an alien. I just plain and simple. Like, go to your doctor. Go listen to a doctor. Go listen to a scientist. Not some alien book thing.
And something scary here too, thinking about like if any of these scientists and doctors on like the board of this organization, like if they're using bad methods to think about problems and to believe things, I don't want them to be in charge of someone's life because the way you make decisions matters.
Yep.
And if you believe in something this ridiculous, it tells me that you don't know how to evaluate truth. And in science and in medicine. Like, medicine is a field. Like, our whole job is to evaluate truth. It's not this grand scheme of the universe type truth, but it's what is the truth for this person's body? What is going on? What can I fix about it so that they don't die? Like, it's important to know that your doctor is thinking critically and knows how to evaluate a situation. So seeing doctors partake in these kinds of organizations is scary. And this is where we get things like ivermectin being pushed out.
Yep.
And things like anti-vaxxers. You have nurses and doctors who are anti-vax. And sure, they're doctors, but they're not thinking like they should be. And that's really dangerous. So this is why I am not a fan of these religions. And you summed it up very well. It's silly and it's fun, but it's dangerous. And we can't be supporting something like this. And this is why we have to be out here speaking on these issues. And Aunt Jer makes a great point. We will go to B's live stream after this. So we're going to wrap up here. Last but not least, Secular Rarity. Where can my audience find you? Anything that you'd like to shell out?
I think our wonderful student doctor has my link tree down in the info. I don't really have anything up more than just shilling or anything, but hey, go subscribe to whatever, do the things you're supposed to do. You guys are smarter than me, so you know what the hell that is. You'll find me at a bunch of random places. I will shill for at least one wonderful channel, which is Your Friendly Neighborhood Atheist. The good man Ethan Michael hosts a show every Tuesday. So tomorrow at 7 p.m., y'all, Central Time. Go hang out, have a good time. I think it's going to be Ethan and Jim Barrows. So that's going to be a super cool time. And because I haven't heard Ben say it just yet, y'all like the stream. Like, push the button, hit the subscribe and the bell, go share the damn. We just talked about aliens for almost 2 hours. How are you people not sharing this right now? What's wrong with you? The aliens are never going to come back if you don't share this stream.
Secular Rarity is doing a better job at shilling my own channel than I am. Also, if you'd like to find more of my channel, Marie, if you'd be willing to shill the Discord in the chat, we have a Discord community now, so go hang out there. We talk lots of science and other cringy stuff, so come hang out with us. And with that, I'm going to move us so we can play the outro, but we'll see you all next time. Go to B's stream right after this.